Now, a man described as Central Region's most wanted criminal.
Hello viewers and welcome to the channel. Today, we'll discuss the criminal life of Sniper, who was one time also known as Nyeri's most wanted gangster. Sniper was born in 1990 as Elias Kiriithi Gichuki. He was born in the hilly town of Kamakwa, which is located on the outskirts of Nyeri town. As a young man, Sniper would grow up hearing the tales of legendary robbers like Wanogo and Washosho, who also hailed from the small hilly town. It is these tales that would inspire him to try out his hand in the criminal world after school. But since he could not undertake his criminal activities in his home village, where he was familiar with the locals, Sniper decided to move to Nyeri town, where he rented a small house at Majengo slums, which was a known hideout place for criminals. While in Nyeri town, Sniper started engaging in petty crimes until around 2015, when he met one Paul Doita. Paul was a hardened criminal who would usher Sniper into more serious crimes by convincing him to join them in their first robbery at Malewa Bush Ventures in Gilgil, Naivasha. To convince Sniper, Paul told him that he saw me by the name Samuel Gichuki, who was a Kikuyu gospel artist popularly known as Sammy Boy, was in on the mission. Sniper was convinced after the gospel artist allegedly prayed for them before the mission. On the 6th of August 2015 at around 8 p.m., the goons broke into the home of Malewa Ventures director Christine Mary Campbell while armed with an AK-47 rifle and machetes. They captured everyone in the house and tied them up. The victims in the house were Christine, her husband, her mom, 2 visiting friends and 3 workers. Totally unbothered, the goons did not care to cover their faces while they ransacked the whole house for valuables. In the 6-hour ordeal, they stole phones, tablets, laptops, jewelry, electronics, and money in local and foreign currencies from the victims while taunting them that they were members of the Al-Shabaab terror group. At around midnight, the goons stashed their loot in one of the family's vehicles. The victims were bundled into a second vehicle also belonging to the family. The goons then entered the 2 vehicles and drove towards Lunga Lunga. After driving for about 2.5 miles, they stopped at a spot for about 2 hours where they negotiated on how to split their loot. At around 2 a.m., the gang entered one vehicle and drove off, but not before deflating the tires of the vehicle with the hostages and throwing away the ignition key. The victims would later report the incident at the Gilgil police station. Detectives based at the Gilgil police station initiated a manhunt for the goons who had driven off towards Nairobi. Using phone data and after questioning a suspect who had been arrested in connection with the heist, police managed to trace the stolen items to Kinoo on the outskirts of Nairobi 5 days later. On the 12th of August 2015, Sammy Boy was arrested after being found in possession of the stolen items. They were stashed in a minivan, which had been hired by the musician 3 days earlier. The musician had even deposited copies of his identification documents with the car hire dealership owned by one Sammy Ngunjiri, claiming that he needed to travel to Nyeri. All the other goons were later arrested and charged with robbery with violence alongside Sammy Boy. They were moved to Naivasha Remand prison, waiting for their bond clearance, which was set at 1.2 million Kenyan shillings each. Coming from a humble family, Sniper stayed in remand for almost 2 years as he waited for his family to raise the 1.2 million shillings. It is in the remand prison that Sniper would meet other hardened criminals who would sharpen his skills until the day of his release in early 2017. Straight from prison, Sniper moved back to Majengo slums, where he would resort to his old ways. On the 16th of June 2017, Sniper, together with an accomplice, robbed an M-Pesa shop at Mudavadi Market in Nyeri town. However, his friend was shot dead as they escaped towards the Majengo slum, which is adjacent to the market. Sniper was lucky to escape. While in Majengo, Sniper formed a gang which worked in cahoot with rogue police officers to stage robberies in the suburbs of Nyeri. However, having escaped a near-death ordeal in Majengo slums, Sniper knew he needed to change his area of operation. He moved his missions back home at Kamakwa, a place he knew. In Kamakwa, they would attack and steal from innocent Kenyans. The robberies there became rampant until residents got fed up due to lack of police action. On the 20th of February 2018, angry locals lynched two of Sniper's goons who they cornered trying to steal from a lady at 5 a.m. Sniper would escape yet again.
At around 5:30 a.m. as the woman waited to board a vehicle by the roadside, she was attacked by three young men armed with a dagger who wanted to rob her. She managed to raise the alarm, alerting residents who came to her rescue and apprehended two of the robbers with one escaping. The two were beaten to death and their bodies burnt.
Sniper's identity was now slowly being revealed as the police were now claiming that someone was bringing the thugs to Kamakwa. That someone was none other than Sniper. Angry about the death of his goons, Sniper decided that it was now time he owned a gun. Therefore, he purchased one, and 2 weeks later, he planned a retaliatory attack. He shot dead two civilians who allegedly took part in the lynching of his crew members. This was a message to the people. After the attack, Sniper decided to switch to carjackings as according to him, they were safer. In the month of April in 2018, he went on a carjacking rampage with his crew until the 28th of the same month when a civilian posted about his scary encounter with the goons. This revelation aroused social media outcry by Nyeri residents who claimed police inaction, opening the lid of possibility of cops working with the criminals since no arrests were being made. On the 1st of May 2018, 3 suspected rogue police officers were transferred. This, however, did not scare Sniper and his team, who changed their targets from cars, and in a brazen 3 p.m. attack, they pulled up in a motorbike armed with an AK-47 rifle at AIPCA church office in Nyeri and stole 1 million Kenyan shillings on the 3rd of July 2018. Having escaped and tasted 1 million shillings, Sniper went berserk. 2 days later, on the 6th of July 2018, they attacked businessman Simon Kahehia at his Golden Classic butchery, hoping they would make away with this day's proceedings. However, it was not the case and they shot him dead. This was a tragedy which made the detectives increase investigations. The intelligence told them that the suspects hailed from Kamakwa, and that is when they started to engage the area chief Peter Kiriithi to help in identifying the suspects. However, this would lead to the murder of the chief on the 26th of July 2018, where he was shot dead at 6 p.m. on his maize plantation at his Kamakwa home and after meeting security officials during the day. The thugs, who were armed with 2 AK-47 rifles, shot him 10 times and escaped in a motorbike. This murder caught the attention of top security officials. On the 1st of August 2018, the then Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i and the then Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet visited Chief Kiriithi's family to mourn with them and promised to bring the killers to book.
Na zitanena mambo mingi, jua sisi tunaamini kazi. Na kazi ndio itazungumza kwa niaba yetu. Na sasa hawa wakora ambao waliua chief yetu wametuitia kazi. Na kazi tutaifanya. Ndio. Niseme maneno mawili. Kwanza, Mheshimiwa Rais wetu, Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, alinituma niseme pole kwa familia hii. Kwa mama na watoto, wananchi wa Kamakwa, wananchi wa Nyeri kwa jumla, na region hii yote ya Central Kenya.
On the 3rd of August 2018, police officers raided Majengo slums in a bid to flush out the thugs. One was gunned down, but Sniper and others managed to escape to an unknown hideout. On the 21st of August 2018, the goons raided the home of John Kagushia, where they had targeted the family for robbery, but missed the now Mukurweini MP and his family, as they had traveled to Nairobi for a planned Inoro TV interview the next morning.
All right, so let's take you back to Nyeri, where police there are investigating a raid that was carried out last night at the home of the Nyeri County Speaker, John Kagushia. Early today, the thugs are said to have broken into Kagushia's home at 2 a.m. and harassed the security guards. Kagushia and his family were not at home.
Having missed their target, they went into hiding. 3 of them moved to Kanyagia near Muiga. There, they would pose as farm boys, but they would be ambushed and killed on the 5th of September 2018 after locals suspected them to be criminals. An AK-47 rifle with 9 bullets, and which was used in Chief Kimithi's murder, was recovered.
Suspected gangsters were this morning shot dead by police in Kanyagea area of Nyeri County. An AK-47 rifle believed to have been used in the murder of Kamakwa location chief Peter Kiriithi in July this year was recovered together with 9 rounds of ammunition. The incident happens after CS Matiang'i ordered a security operation to flush out criminals in Nyeri. Among those killed, according to the police, include a criminal who was involved in the murder of the chief.
The death of his accomplices pushed Sniper deep into hiding, and with his whereabouts unknown, the police turned their focus to other robbers, asking them to surrender. Fearful for their lives, 2 of the goons surrendered to assist with investigations. They were namely Sniper ALIAS Sniper and Kiriithi. This surrendering infuriated Sniper. He felt betrayed, and so he planned the death of Sniper, and so he sent goons to pick him up at his shop while posing as cops seeking help in a case. They strangled him, stuffed him in a sack and threw his body at Kiriithi Dam. It was discovered on the 30th of November 2018. Sniper was mourned by his wife, who could not understand how his body was found in the dam after being informed that it was the police who had picked him at his shop. After the brutal slaying of his fellow gangster turned police informant Sniper, Sniper went back into hiding. He knew his manhunt would now be on steroids, and true to his thoughts, the officers at Nyeri Central Police were now thirsty for his blood more than ever. How could he kill the informant and leave the blame of extrajudicial executions on them? On the 1st of December 2018, the police boss revealed that a plan was in place to nab the gangster.
To task. What is the security situation in Nyeri after that particular murder of the chief and the killings of actually suspected robbers? What can you assure the residents of Nyeri in terms of security?
Nyeri is now very calm. We have put in place an operation plan that is smart in nature, and I want to give notice to those who are still engaged in
Weeks passed and Sniper went broke in his hideouts, so he needed more money to sustain himself. However, he could not risk being seen outside, and so he formed a crew of home invaders whom he would send to rob homes of residents who had traveled for Christmas.
It has almost become tradition for most Kenyans to travel to various holiday destinations during the Christmas festivities. In Nyeri town, a trend is emerging where robbers are targeting holidays who have traveled, breaking into their houses and stealing.
The coordinated burglaries led to the transfer of a police constable who was suspected to be in cahoots with the robbers on the 29th of December 2018. This was after cops did a massive raid at Majengo slums, arresting over 100 suspected criminals. Sniper was, however, nowhere to be found, but on the 30th of January 2019, Sniper sent his goons to rob Chania Tavern entertainment joint along Nyeri Kingongo Road. Although Sniper's goons were successful, they were arrested the next morning in Majengo, where they were found drunk after hitting the bottles they had stolen from the club.
Suspected thieves were arrested this morning in Majengo, Nyeri County, and several electronic items, including 2 television sets and CCTV equipment, recovered. According to Nyeri Central OCPD Paul Courier, the police were acting on a distress call following a robbery at a pub in Nyeri last night. Courier say that using police dogs, they followed the trail to the suspect's house, where they found them enjoying part of the stolen liquor. The police boss added that Majengo slums, where the suspects were arrested, has been a safe haven for thieves for a long time, and they have now intensified operations in the slums to weed out criminal elements.
To make matters worse, Sniper's goons snitched on him during interrogation, forcing him to move to a completely different town as he waited for the situation in Nyeri to cool down. Secretly, he moved to Juja in Kiambu County. While in Juja, Sniper maintained a low profile for almost a month until on the 12th of March 2019, when they were ambushed by officers as they planned to rob a Lexo petrol station in Juja. Thinking that the police were not on his radar, Sniper switched on his phone, which enabled officers to track and kill 5 of the goons. However, Sniper escaped yet again. Shaken by the near-death ordeal, he moved back to Nyeri as he knew the police would be all over Juja looking for him via his phone signal. As the clever man he thought he was, he dumped his phone in Juja to send the officers in a wild goose chase and traveled home. Back in Nyeri, Sniper maintained a low profile until on the 30th of April 2019, when together with others, they raided the Equity Bank Karatina branch at around 7 p.m. The goons, who were armed with AK-47 rifles, ordered everyone to lie down and managed to get away with 873,000 Kenyan shillings.
Police are hot on the trails of robbers who actually yesterday managed to get into Equity Bank branch, Karatina. And what we understand from the police is that shortly after 7 p.m., after the armed guards who normally man the premise had left, they were able to come in, master their way in using master keys, and then they were also able to order everybody who was inside to lie on the floor. We are told that they had an AK-47, other weapons, and they were able to manage to get into the strong room where they were able to come out with the cash, around 870,000 Kenya shillings.
When the police heard from the witnesses that the goons were armed with AK-47 rifles, they knew Sniper was back in town because that was his signature weapon. With that discovery, the officers intensified the manhunt around Nyeri, looking for any clues that would lead them to Sniper. On the other hand, Sniper hid in the houses of his many lovers around town. He would wake up at one house, eat lunch at another, and spend the night at another. His change of locations helped him to hide in plain sight. While in his hideouts, Sniper would occasionally switch his new phone on and off, which is what led the police to trace him to one house in Kiriithi area. However, when the police arrived, Sniper was nowhere to be found, but gladly, his girlfriend was around. Faced with the accusations of concealing a criminal, the girlfriend gave in to the detectives' new plan. Since Sniper had proven to be a needle in a haystack, the cops decided to use his girlfriend as a spy. Sniper continued with his life thinking he was untraceable, unbeknownst to him that a snake had slithered right into his life. However, due to the intensified manhunt in Nyeri, he left for Juja again in August of 2019. Once in Juja, Sniper would engage in yet another brazen robbery, where he would attack an administration police officer and steal his Seska pistol. This gun was for protection, since it was smaller than his signature weapon, and he would easily carry it around. With the new gun, he moved back to Nyeri town, thinking that he was untouchable. However, his days were numbered, since as soon as he set foot at the place, his girlfriend informed the cops. On 10th October 2019, Sniper visited his girlfriend's house. While he was there, he confided his plans to her on how he intended to rob a club owner of his licensed gun and cash. The club was called Boy.True near Majengo. With the new intelligence, his girlfriend sold him out to the cops. Some minutes to 8 p.m., Sniper in his usual manner pulled up to the joint in a motorbike, ready to attack. No sooner had he alighted the bike that the officers made a move on him. Sniper, who was now cornered, decided to engage the police in a shootout. For Sniper, however, this was not his usual night as he was heavily outnumbered. He withstood the police for about 20 minutes, but their determination would not let them give in. They had to get him whether dead or alive. The 20-minute shootout left Sniper with an empty gun, and when he tried to reload his weapon to re-engage the officers, he was sprayed with a barrage of bullets. On the night of Thursday, 11th October 2019, Sniper lay dead in a pool of his own blood. Beside him was the Seska pistol he had stolen from the Juja administration police officer. Sniper died at the age of 29.
Now, a man described as Central Region's most wanted criminal has been shot dead by police in Nyeri. Now, the suspect, Elias, Kiriithi, was killed on Thursday night, bringing to an end a long search for a man who had caused the residents of Nyeri and Central Kenya sleepless nights. Melita Oletengis has that report.
At around 8 p.m. on Thursday, police laid an ambush at an entertainment joint in Majengo slum, where the suspect Elias Kiriithi had planned a robbery. The suspect's movements had been tracked for close to a week, and after a heated exchange of gunfire that lasted about 20 minutes, the gangster was gunned down.
As for the former Kikuyu gospel musician Sammy Boy, he was found guilty and was sentenced to death for being an accessory to the 2015 robbery with violence, and is serving his sentence at the Naivasha prison.
No